And
is everybody going on? What happened?
The last case, either sides are arguing up there. No, each other, the victims and families and stuff. Yeah. Right, yeah.
I was worried about them all saying.
Yeah, I was worried about it. I was like, oh, it's not our case.
Come on, go this way. No, this way. Go this way. It's in the, I see it's a defendant there. You have a seat right here. Right here.
Judge, I don't feel like they need to be held over.
You don't disturb my proceedings while I'm trying to conduct business in here. You don't bring that foolishness down here, period. I don't care what side you fall on. And I explained that before we even got started. Take that foolishness somewhere else. You wouldn't do that in any suburban car. You're not going to do it here either.
I did nothing.
I saw you with my own eyes.
Call it what you want, sir. No disrespect, but you was not right. I wish you would let me tell you what happened.
You'll have an opportunity tomorrow to tell me what happened.
Thank you.
All right, they can go back. I got work to do.
Thank you for being here.
This is a very serious case involving the deletion of Anthony Johnson. All of this allegedly occurred because Anthony Johnson accused his girlfriend Jasmine Lockett of sleeping with her own cousin. An argument ensued at the house during a game night. Jasmine's 7-year-old son was also present at the home. Jasmine informed her cousin about the altercation over a group chat text message. The cousin asked for the location and showed up with 2 other people to fight Anthony. One of them was Jasmine's other cousin and the other, a family friend named Jason. A fist fight occurred between Anthony and the cousin, but then something more serious happened. The family friend, Jason, is the alleged person responsible, and he is on trial today.
Welcome to 36th District Court, Judge Kenneth King. I don't know who you're here for, and quite frankly, it really doesn't matter. The only thing that does matter is that we don't have any disturbances. I understand that sometimes these kinds of cases can get rather emotional and so forth, but it's very important that you remain under control at all times. If for whatever reason that you're not able to do so, I ask that you excuse yourself, because I'd much rather you leave out the door that you came in rather than act the fool in here and force me to act the fool and have to send you to the door to my right, okay? In short, I shouldn't even know that you guys are in here, okay? That being said, let's call the case. Case 2360222 for the state of Michigan versus Jason Alexander Walker. Defendant is charged in count 1 homicide, murder, 2nd degree, count 2 felony firearm. Appearances for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Anna Bickerstaff on behalf of the people, P82215.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
William Winters, P35975.
Your name for the record, sir? There's a date and time set for preliminary examination. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
How many witnesses for the people?
2.
Have any preliminary matters you'd like to give before you call witnesses?
Yes, Judge, I would move for a mutual order of sequestration with an exception for the officer in charge, Sergeant Gunther, who is seated to the left.
Any objections to the OIC remain? Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land, if you are a witness or potential witness, I'm wherever you log up with this account. Ladies and gentlemen in the audience, if you're a witness or potential witness, you have to step into the hallway until further notice. Otherwise, if you remain in the courtroom, knowing that you are a witness, may prevent you from testifying in a future date. Anything else, Mr. Witness?
Yes, Judge, I have spoken with defense counsel. We do have a a stipulation to the identification of the victim as an Anthony Lamar Johnson.
So stipulated? Yes, sir. Court receives that stipulation.
And judge, at this time, the people would move for admission of people proposed exhibit number 1, a medical examiner's report pursuant to MCL 76611.
Any objection? No, sir. Admitted.
And judge, the medical examiner's report is authored by Dr. Lockman Sung from November 10th of 2023. A autopsy performed on Anthony Lamar Johnson on November 6th of 2023. Dr. Sung indicated, it is my opinion that death was caused by a gun to the right arm. There was an entrance posterior right arm without evidence of close range firing. The manner of death is homicide.
Okay,
And would the court like me to report to the people's one?
sure.
Judge, I would also ask for the mutual order of sequestration, I would ask for an exception for the victim's mother, Miss Veronica Johnson, who's in the courtroom. The people do believe she would only ever identify or testify to identification of the victim.
Any objection? No. She may remain.
Thank you. And Judge, at this time, the people would call Antonio Harris to the stand.
Okay. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Please have a seat in the witness box next to me. Keep your voice up nice and loud and speak into that microphone that's going to be to your left. You may begin when you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Can you please state your name for the record?
Yeah, ANTONIO, Antonio Harris, HAR.
And Mr. Harris, you understand you have to tell the truth here today?
Yes,
Now, Mr. Harris, I'm going to take you back to the day of November 5th of 2023. Were you at your grandma's house earlier on that day? And who were you there with? And who's Jamar to you? And who's
I can't hear you. Speak into the microphone.
my cousin,
Okay, and who's Jason to you?
yeah. My auntie stepson,
And how long have you known Jason?
it's my home,
Do you recognize Jason if you saw him again?
yes,
Okay, can you look around the courtroom here today and tell me if you see Jason in the courtroom?
yes,
Okay, can you tell me where he's seated? Can you tell me which table is he at?
nothing,
And what's he wearing?
great, no, yeah, great,
Will the record reflect that witnesses identified the defendant in this case?
So no,
And who else was at your grandma's house besides you and Jamar and Jason?
that's it, it's girl, she white skin, and I really working other people, I don't know.
Okay. You said a person named Jasmine was there?
Yeah,
Okay. Did she have anyone else with her?
yes,
Who was with Jasmine?
her boyfriend,
And were there any other children or anything with her?
her son,
And how old is her son, if you know?
know.
Now, at some point, does Jasmine leave your grandma's house?
Yes,
You know about what time that was?
around 5,
And does anyone leave with Jasmine?
her boyfriend, her son,
The three of them?
yes,
here, let's try this. Are you sick or ill or anything?
good,
You are? Okay, is that why you're wearing the mask?
yes,
All right, never mind. Let's try to speak a little louder.
all right.
And at some point, do the people at your grandma's house hear from Jasmine after she leaves?
Yes,
Okay, about how much time had passed until everyone hears from her again?
I don't know,
Was it a couple, can you give us like an estimate, a couple minutes, a couple hours? Do you-
like when she left,
From when she leaves until when you hear from her again?
I don't know, like an hour later,
And how do you hear from her again? What happens?
she was calling somebody, in a house, texting.
And what does she say?
She talking about, she said, help, he beat on me.
And what happens after someone at the house gets that call?
Can you repeat that one time?
What happens next after someone at the house hears from Jasmine?
Hold on, repeat that one time.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you hear Jasmine over the phone, correct?
Yeah, I'm here, yes.
Okay, what do you do next?
I went to the room.
Okay. At some point, do you leave your grandma's house?
No,
At some point,
like what you mean, like when she left, did
No.
you leave?
I'm sorry, I'll ask a different question. So you get that you hear Jasmine asking for help, correct?
Yes.
What does everyone do after they
Oh,
hear?
we all left.
Okay, when you say we all, can you explain who all?
Jasmine, no, not that, Jamar, Karen, me, Jason.
So you said a man with a cane, correct?
Yeah, yes,
You, Jason, and Jamar.
yes,
Is there anyone else with you?
no,
Okay, do you remember telling the police there was a light-skinned girl that leaves with you?
no, yeah, light skin, yes,
Okay, so does she leave with you?
yes,
And do you leave on foot or in a vehicle?
in a vehicle,
Okay, do you remember what kind of vehicle it was?
black,
Okay, was it like a small compact car or a bigger SUV? What kind of car? If you know.
it was a big black truck,
And where do you go?
to the west side,
And who's driving?
the man,
Okay, and who's in the front passenger seat?
the light skin girl,
Okay, and who's in the back?
me, each word, Jason,
Again, speaking to the microphone.
her,
And you said you go to the west side?
yeah, we went to the west side,
Okay, do you know about where on the west side?
Roseburg,
And what happens next?
y'all, Jason got the car, Jamar got the car, but Jamar was fine with the man.
I'm gonna stop you there and back up a little bit. So you said, Jason and Jamar get out of the car, is that correct?
Yes,
Do you see anyone else outside of the car when they get out?
yeah, you see Jasmine, our boyfriend, our son,
Okay. Where are they? Are they on foot or in a vehicle?
foot, one foot,
Okay. Are they just on like the side of the road or where are they standing?
can't explain, like she was walking down the street.
So she's walking down the street and the car pulls up to her?
Yes,
Okay, and then you said, and then Jason and Jamar get out, is that correct?
yes.
Okay, and what happens next after Jason and Jamar get out?
Tomorrow was fighting with the man. After that, I jumped out, trying to break the fight up. I got hit. Fell on the ground.
And what happens after you fall on the ground?
Jason, I heard the gunshot first. I heard the gunshot, so I looked up. And Jason,
What do you see Jason doing when you look up?
had the gun in his hand.
Do you see anyone else with a gun?
No,
What do you see? Do you see what happened to the other guy?
whatever.
The boyfriend?
He fell on the ground. Maybe I'll start running.
You started running, you said?
Yes.
Okay, what happens next?
When that stuff happened, the truck was coming towards me.
Where are you at this? What are you doing?
I'm running.
Why are you running?
It was like I just got shot.
What happens next?
I started running.
Right, what happens after that?
The truck came towards me.
And do you get in the truck?
Yes.
Okay, and what happens after you get in the truck?
Everybody was quiet except Jasmine was crying.
And where do you go after that?
Back home.
Does the car take you home?
Yes.
Did they make any stops between picking you up and taking you home?
No down.
And at some point after that, do you go and speak with the police?
Yes.
Do you know, was it a couple days later or the same day?
Couple days later.
And do you tell the police just what you told us here today?
Yes,
Okay. And when you speak with the police, did they show you a picture?
yes,
Judge, may I approach the people with exhibit number 2?
Yes.
Do you recognize what I'm gonna hand you this, and hold on to it. Do you recognize what that is?
yes,
What is that?
there's water,
Is that the picture the police showed you?
yes,
And you said that's Jason Walker?
yes,
And what did that person do on that?
he shot,
This time I moved for the admission, was it 2?
Okay. Admit it.
Now, you had told us that there was a guy with a cane driving, is that correct?
yes,
Did you know that person?
no,
And you said there was also the light-skinned girl in the passenger seat, correct?
yes,
Did you know that person?
no,
How did you know Javon?
that's my cousin,
Ask the witness.
Cross-examine.
Afternoon, sir. If I ask you a question you don't understand, stop me and I'll ask it again. So that you, all right?
yes,
Prosecutor was just asking about you talking to the police. Remember her asking that?
yes,
All right. And what you're telling us is that you were truthful in what you told the police, right?
yes,
About everything, right?
yes,
Names.
yes,
You told them the truth about the names they were asking about, right?
yes,
Okay. And how long have you known Jasmine Lott?
my whole life,
Yeah. You know a person by the name of Jasmine?
huh?
Jasmine Lockett?
Yes, that's my,
That's who?
that's my cousin,
Is her
That's
blood,
his cousin.
blood cousin?
yes,
All right, all right. She's got a boyfriend, right?
yes,
What's his name?
I don't know,
What you do know is that you overheard a phone conversation that Jasmine was on speaking, right?
say it one time,
Could you overhear a phone conversation that Jasmine was having with somebody in that group that you described?
yes,
Yeah, and she was saying that she was getting beat on by that boyfriend, right?
yes,
So everybody decides to get in the vehicle and go find out where this assault is taking place. Is that fair to say?
say it one time,
The guy in the driver's seat, the guy with the cane,
yes,
the guy, you don't know his name?
no,
Right, okay. So somebody had to have a location, either GPS, some type of geolocation about where this assault was taking place, right?
yes,
It was on the west side, right?
yes,
You're from the east side, right? Oh, so you're familiar
You
with
have to
this?
answer yes or no. Can't hear you.
no,
You're not familiar with 12th and Pingree. Rosa Parks and Pingree, right? You don't know this area very well, do you?
no,
So
no,
you got a bunch of people in that vehicle.
yes,
You're in the back seat, you say, right?
yes,
You notice any firearms in that back seat?
no,
All right. How about in the front seat? You notice anything there?
no,
Okay. Now, when you pulled up, Jasmine's boyfriend was hitting Jasmine, wasn't he?
yes,
All right. And she was screaming, or there was a mutual kind of thing. They were both hitting each other, right?
yes,
And Jasmine's child was there too at the same time. Is that right?
yes,
You get out. And the next thing that you know, because you're trying to break up the fight,
yes, yes,
next thing that you hear is a gunshot. Is that right?
yes,
Okay. And did you see where this boyfriend was at the time that you heard the shot go off?
no,
Okay. Did you know that anybody had been struck with any type of bullet at all that day? Did you know?
like, what you mean, like, this way,
Did you know somebody got shot?
yes,
All right, that's why got in that Durango in a hurry, right?
I don't know what you mean. What you mean?
You wanted to get out of there, didn't you? In a hurry.
Yeah.
All right. So it wasn't anything about you refusing to get in that vehicle or anything. You wanted to get away from that.
Yes.
Oh, fair enough. Now, you never had a gun, right?
No.
Now, what you're telling us is that you saw this person you've identified as the defendant here, you saw him holding a gun right after the shot, right?
Yes.
Now, when you saw this boyfriend beating on Jasmine, did you see anything in his hand?
No.
Did you see him reaching toward his waist at all?
No.
It all happened really fast.
Yes.
And when you got there, you told the police that Mr. Johnson, that is the boyfriend, he appeared to be upset. Is that what you told them?
Repeat that one more time.
You told the police that when you got there, Mr. Johnson, in your words, appeared to be upset.
Yes.
And that's true, wasn't it?
Yes.
So who was it that got out first of that vehicle that you were in? Was it a situation where everybody got out basically simultaneously?
It was Jason got the car first. Jamar got the car second. Right. And then Jamar was trying to break up the fight. No, not break up. He was fighting with the man. Yeah.
Stop a second. Jamar and the man were fighting.
Yes.
Then what happened?
I jumped out the car.
Then you jumped out. Okay.
I was trying to break the fight.
All right.
After that, when he hit me, well, I'm still on the ground.
Wait a second. This guy hit you too?
Yeah, I'm still on the ground.
Where did he hit you?
My face.
With a fist?
It was a fist.
Okay, so he hit you and then what happened?
I'm still on the ground.
All right.
That's why I heard the shot.
I don't hear this what you said.
Can you redirect?
I have another question, Judge, thank you.
Okay, sir, just so I understand. You are all at a location, when I say you all, that would be you, somebody named Jamar, somebody named Jason, somebody with a cane, and a light-skinned girl, is that right?
Yes.
Then there's some phone call that you get from Jasmine, who you say is your cousin, is that right?
Yes.
And based on the phone call, all the people I just named, you all get into this truck, this SUV, and you go to the location where you think Jasmine is at, is that right?
Yes.
When you get to the location, you see Jasmine and her boyfriend fighting, is that right?
Yes.
Then the people in this vehicle, you all get out and you come to Jasmine's aid, is that right?
Repeat that one more time.
When you get to that location and you see them fighting, all of you get out the car to come to her aid, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and in so doing, her boyfriend hits you and you fall to the ground, right?
Yes.
Right after that happens, you hear a shot.
Yes.
And when you look and you only see one person with the gun, and that one person is Jason, right?
Yes.
And that's the same Jason you identified here in court, is that right?
Yes.
After that shot rang out, you get up and you take off running, is that
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then you said the guy with the cane was driving,
Yes.
he picked you up,
Yes.
and the same people who came to that location are the same people who leave?
Yes.
All right, so Jason's in the vehicle with you.
Yes.
Does Jasmine get in the vehicle also?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a lot of people in this vehicle. Because it started out with the guy with the cane, he's driving, the light-skinned girl, she's in the passenger seat, right?
Yes.
And then you, Jason, and Jamar in the back seat.
Yes.
And then Jasmine gets in too, so she's in the back seat as well, right?
Yes.
So you have 4 people in the back seat.
Five.
I'm sorry,
Five.
5 people in the back seat? Okay, 5 people in the back seat. The guy with the cane driving and the light-skinned girl in the passenger seat, is that right?
Yes.
And you said it's quiet in there except for Jasmine was screaming and crying.
Yes.
All right. Any questions based on my question?
Yes, Judge. Was Jasmine's son also there?
Yes.
And did Jasmine's son get in the car? Is that the person you were talking about?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I have no further questions.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. You're all set, thank you. Next witness, please.
At this time, the people are called Jasmine Lockett. And Judge, can I approach the People's Exhibit 2?
Yes. Good afternoon, ma'am. Please step forward. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat in the witness box right next to me. Keep your voice up nice and loud. Speaking to that microphone is going to be to your left. In fact, you can pick it up and place it in your lap so you can speak directly into that. You begin when you're ready.
Thank you. Can you please state your name for the record?
Jasmine Lockett.
And Ms. Lockett, did you know a person by the name of Anthony Johnson?
Yes,
And who was that person?
we were dating
How long had you been dating?
for about 8 months.
Now, back on November 5th of 2023, were you with Mr. Johnson?
Yes,
And where were you earlier in the night?
we was at his apartment.
And was there anyone else there?
Yes, my 7-year-old son.
And did something happen at the apartment?
Yes, we ended up getting into a fight.
And about what time is this?
I want to say about 5, 6.
Where were you before the apartment?
We was at my cousin's house. We had went there for a game night.
Who's your cousin?
Darquisha and Jamar Beverly.
And would Antonio Harris have been there?
Yes.
Now, you said something happened to the apartment, correct?
Mhm.
After that happens, what do you do?
I left his apartment after we got into the fight.
Do you call anyone on the phone?
Yes, I ended up calling my mom first, and then I called the group chat where me and my cousin and my brother's baby mama was in.
Can you give us the names of the people in the group chat?
Jamar Beverly, Darquisha Stevenson, and Crystal Sims.
And what do you say in the group chat?
I was like, I really didn't say nothing. I told him that we was fighting, and he thought I was sleeping with one of my cousins, and they was listening to everything that was going on in the group chat. So my cousin told me to just drop my address. I never told him to come.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. In the group chat, was this a text message or a call?
No, this was like a video call.
And you said you sent them your address?
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't at home when I sent them my address. I was walking to my house when I sent them my address.
Okay. And when you're walking, are you alone or with anyone else?
No, I went Anthony and my 7-year-old son.
And you said you're going towards your house?
Yes.
And do you see anyone you recognize while you're walking towards your house?
Anthony, what are you talking about?
Does anyone else show up while you're walking?
Yes, my cousins and his friends.
Okay, explain how they get there.
They pulled up in the truck.
And what happens next?
My cousin hopped out and him and Anthony got to fighting.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there. What's your cousin's name?
Jamar Beverly.
Okay. And when they start fighting, are they fighting with hands, or explain what that looks like?
No, they was fighting with hands. They were fighting with hands.
Were they saying anything?
No, not really. They was just really fighting.
Okay, what happens next?
I think Anthony got into the street and he almost fell or something like that. And the next thing you know, the shot went off.
Okay, how many shots do you hear?
I only heard one.
Okay, what do you see after you hear that shot?
I got into the truck and we left.
Okay, do you see anyone else outside the car?
It's my cousin and my 2 other people.
Do you know the 2 other people?
Yes,
Who are they?
the shooter and my other cousin.
Okay, when you say the shooter, do you know that person's name or a nickname?
I just know him by Jason.
And how long have you known this person, Jason?
He a friend to the family. Well, this is my, I want to say my auntie boyfriend's son. My cousin boyfriend's son.
How long, like how many days or months or years have you known Jason?
I know him for a minute, but we don't really see each other, but I know him for a minute.
If you saw him again, would you recognize him?
Yes,
Okay, can you look around the courtroom here today and tell me if you see Jason?
yes,
And where is he seated?
next to the man in the blue suit,
Okay, can you describe something he's wearing, please?
green jumpsuit.
The record reflects the witness has identified the defendant in this case.
So noted.
So you said Anthony's in the street, right? He's about to fall, and there's 3 other people outside the car, you mentioned, correct? Are you still outside the car at this point?
Yes,
And is your son still outside the car at this point?
yes,
Okay, and you said you heard a gunshot, correct?
yes.
Okay, tell me where all these people are when you hear that gunshot, please.
So they were all standing in the street.
Okay, do you see anyone holding anything when you see these people standing in the street?
I didn't see them holding nothing. I didn't see, if you referring to weapon, I didn't see it. I just heard the shot.
What happens next?
Then we got in the truck and pulled off.
You say we got in the truck, who all gets in the truck?
Everybody that was there, including my son.
Does Anthony Johnson get in the car?
No,
Everyone else gets in the car.
yes.
Where do you go?
I got dropped off on the east side.
And at some point, do you speak to the police about this incident?
Yes,
And do you remember giving a statement?
yes,
Right. And did the officers who took that statement from you write it down?
yes,
Now, do you remember telling the police, after about 2 rounds of fighting, another male who I don't know got out of the rear driver's side door and fired 1 gunshot? Do you remember saying that?
yeah.
Okay, who was that person?
That was little Jason, but we were already outside of the car.
So little Jason would have been the person that gets out of the rear driver's.
Objection leading. I don't think it was leading. She's already testified to that. Only the witness.
Thank you. So you're saying it's little Jason when you said to the police, that's the person that got out of the rear driver's side door and fired 1 gunshot?
Yes,
And that's the same person you see in court here today?
yes,
And in addition to giving a written statement, did the police show you a picture?
yes.
Judge, may I approach with people proposing exhibit number 3?
No,
Have you pulled that? Do you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes,
Okay, what am I handing you?
a photo of the shooter,
Okay, and who is that a photo of?
Jason.
Is that the same person you see in court today?
Yes,
Okay, is that the same picture that the police showed you?
yes,
At this time, I move to the admission of people's exhibit number 3.
okay. Admitted?
Now, Ms. Lockett, would it be fair to say when the police showed you this picture, did it have any writing on it?
no,
Did the police subsequently write something on there?
yes,
And did they ask you a question about this picture?
yes.
What question did they ask you?
Is this the defendant? And is this the person?
And did you give an answer?
I said yes.
What did you? You said yes.
Yes, that's little Jason.
Ask witness.
Cross-examine?
Anthony Johnson, you were dating, is that right?
Yes,
And then a couple months,
yes,
all right. Back on the dates we're talking about. You and Anthony got into some type of an argument.
yeah.
This is your cousin or a cousin, right?
He thought I was sleeping with my cousin.
And he was quite angry about that.
Yes.
In fact, it got to the point where he was striking you with his visitor tank.
Well, he originally went to my cousin's house for a game night,
Understood.
and we were playing the game, and he was drinking as well, but I told him to slow down. He never got drunk in front of me. I never seen him drunk. He always used to go out with his brother to do stuff like that.
Sure.
And he came, he was drunk, and I told him to slow down. And then we went to the store to go get another bottle from the liquor store, and that's when he got in the car like, you must think I'm dumb, you sleeping with one of them, they're not your cousins and stuff like that. So that was what the argument was about.
Sure. So he was drunk and he was angry.
Yes.
Right? And you're on, is it Instagram group chat that you're?
Yes,
Okay. And you're telling some of your friends and relatives, this guy is beating on me, or in so many words, right?
no, I never said he was beating on me, I said he got into a fight.
Oh. And, did you tell us just a few minutes ago, when you were testifying, you never saw anybody with a gun? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I never saw the shooter with the gun.
Okay, so I want to know. And then, the police took a written statement from you, it looks like, right?
Exactly,
Did they give you a chance to read it?
yeah,
Okay. They also say that you didn't want to sign this, that is, there's a part at the bottom.
exactly,
Because there's some parts of the statement that aren't necessarily true, is that fair to say?
no,
Everything in your statement is true, then, right?
yes.
Thank you.
Any redirect?
So you, defense counsel just asked you about seeing someone with a gun, correct? Say yes?
Mhm.
You just say yes out loud. For the
Yeah,
court reporter, she's typing, you said to say
Oh.
yes.
yes,
Okay. And you previously, when I was asking, you testified that you saw Jason shoot a gun, correct?
yes.
Okay, so you did see
I
someone,
never seen the gun, but I did see him, was the person that was right there. I never seen the gun, but he was right there in the shot. When the shot went off.
did you see him holding his arms in a certain way?
Yes, and
Explain what you saw.
in the car, he had his hands in his pocket.
Okay, and when you see him outside the car, what do you see? How is he holding his arms?
I'm not sure, it was nighttime outside, they were fighting, but I did see him hold the gun outside at nighttime.
How about afterwards? Did you see the gun?
Huh?
Did you see the gun after the shoot?
Yes,
Where was the gun after the shoot?
little Jason had it,
Where he had it?
he put it in his pocket.
You saw him put it in his pocket?
Yes,
Okay.
And you said, you had mentioned you heard the shot and you saw little Jason, correct?
yes,
Was there anyone around him or was he the only person in that area?
yes, it was two other people around him, which was, Antonio and Jamar Bannon.
Anything else, Mr. Williams?
To make sure I understand, did you say Antonio, Jamar, and Mr. Walker were all pretty close together when
Yes,
okay, and the gun was right there, real close proximity to where all three of these young men were, right?
yes.
Okay, thank you, no other questions.
Thank you. You may step down. You're done. Thank you. Any other witnesses for the people?
People have no further witnesses at this time.
Any witnesses for the defendant?
Oh, yeah.
People?
Judge, the people would move to find the defendant over on 2 counts containing information. We did hear from both witnesses who were present at the time of the shooting. First, Mr. Harris, who indicated he saw Jason with a gun. He saw a gunshot go off. He looked up, he saw Jason holding the gun. He saw no one else with the gun. And Ms. Lockett, who told us that she also heard the gunshot and then saw Jason holding the gun afterwards, putting it in his pocket. And earlier in the car, it saw his hand in his pocket. So, Judge, the people do believe, based on the testimony that we've heard here today, that people have proven to a probable cause standard that counts containing information.
Mr. Williams?
We object to the bind over, Your Honor. There may be some evidence which may be inferential, but there's certainly not enough on this record to show probable cause, so I object to that.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly disagree. The court, after hearing the testimony of the aforementioned witnesses, is satisfied people have met the burden of probable cause as it relates to the charges contained in the complaint form. The court finds those charges were committed in the city to try to prove probable cause to believe this is a defendant be found over to Lane County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for the proceedings. His arraignment on the information date and time will be January 18th, 2024 at 9:00 a.m. Why don't we continue?
Can we address that, Your Honor? We were before one of your colleagues, I believe it was Justice Brief, has ordered to defend the screening report. I wonder whether there is one present in the file.
I don't see them when they got. They recommend a reduction of 500,000 cash surety, 10% GPS tether, house arrest, no contact with witnesses, or any named persons involved in the incident, and mental health treatment.
I wholeheartedly endorse that recommendation. I know that you've been on the bench a lot of years and I trust your judgment. This is a young guy that's never had any kind of substantial difficulty with the law. His parents are very involved in his life. He's already been over at the jail. That's an inhumane place. I ask, consider using that.
People,
People asked if I'm being the same. We heard from two different witnesses here today. One equivocally said it is this defendant in this courtroom that shot the victim in this case. He's absolutely a danger to the community. Yet after hearing the testimony in this case being bound over, I believe there's even more of a risk, of flight or danger to the community now that this is moving to a court of higher jurisdiction and there has been, witnesses presented. And people would ask if bond remains the same in this case.
okay, the court notes that there's a lack of criminal history here. The court also recognizes that the purpose of bond is not for punishment, but to ensure that the defendant shows up to court and that he doesn't pose a danger to the community. I don't know if he poses a flight risk. The question remains whether or not he poses a danger to the community. The court also considers the likelihood of conviction. Based on the testimony that I've heard, there's a very strong likelihood that this defendant would be convicted of these charges. Yet, given the circumstances surrounding this incident, he doesn't appear to be the most violent of criminals, although anyone who picks up a gun and points it in the direction of a person and fires a shot, I guess that's an argument. I'm certainly not satisfied with the recommendation of 500,000, 10%. I think that's what I said, 500,000, 10% GPS tether. I think that's an unreasonable one. I'm not inclined to do that, but I do think that a remand under these circumstances is not a reasonable bond either. The court will set bond at 500,000 cash sure. GPS tether, home confinement, no contact with any witnesses or any other persons involved in this incident.
Understood. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But I need to make that change to 500,000. Okay, Mr. Hicks, you're up.
Mr. Williams, can you go? I'm down.
Okay, we'll wait for the last
One time.
Judge,
I always give you an ME report.
yes.
I have a couple.
Okay, so Mr. Elsie, what can I do for you?
Hi, Judge. I'm sorry to bother you. I was just hoping to.
Entrance, gunshot wound on the right chest. And so the person.
Bring them in here.
Have a seat.
Is everybody going on? Come on, let's go together.
What happened?
The last case, either sides are arguing up there. No, each other, the victims, the families and stuff, yeah. Right, yeah.
I was worried about them all saying.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, I was like, oh, it's not our case.
Come on, go this way. No, this way, go this way. It's in the, I see it's in the center there. You have a seat right here. Right here.
I'm gonna need at least 2 case numbers for contempt of court.
Judge, can I just explain? I feel like I partially got the ball rolling on this incident on accident. I just heard someone in the witness room yelling, so I opened the door to make sure they were okay. And then the family came over, and that's kind of how the two were brought together because I opened the door.
No, they lying. That's not how it started.
And then there was kind of an argument from there.
Nobody's talking to you.
So there was not an original fight until I opened the door and it kind of escalated from there.
So who came to the door?
The girl, she was standing.
Again, nobody's talking to you.
Judge, I would indicate the family member that did come over to the door to me was just a family member that was concerned because we thought something was happening in the witness room. We just heard a female yelling. I thought it was one of APA Hits' witnesses and something was happening. So we both came to the door to make sure whoever was in there was okay. And that's why that family member had come to the door.
So what happened when they came to the door?
There was an argument.
So I want that family member. Who was that family member? Where is she?
They went to go get her.
Okay, I want her.
I called downstairs.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Jasmine.
Date of birth?
Seven oh five oh three.
What's her name?
Jasmine Lockett. Is that with a Z or S?
Tell me your name, ma'am.
Veronica Johnson, Anya Boyd K.
Veronica Johnson.
Anya Boyd K, yes.
Spell that for me.
Johnson hyphen ANYABUIKE.
Your date of birth?
May 17, 1971.
What happens if
Who's gonna be staying with us as well?
Put handcuffs on me?
Excuse me?
He said put handcuffs on me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, in one office. Yeah. Officer, that name, 5403.
So it's probably too late to have them be attorneys for these ladies, so we'll probably have to take their matters up tomorrow.
Yeah, I would assume then they'll have some sort of personal bond or personal cognizance.
Oh, no.
I'm very certain Ms. Lockett's gonna appear. She appeared for court today. I'm sure Ms. Johnson will come back. This is her son's homicide case. Judge, I don't feel like they need to be held over.
You don't disturb my proceedings while I'm trying to conduct business in here. You don't bring that foolishness down here, period. I don't care what side you fall on. And I explained that before we even got started. Take that foolishness somewhere else. You wouldn't do that in any suburban car. You're not going to do it here either.
I did nothing.
I saw you with my own eyes.
Call it what you want, sir. No disrespect, but you was not right. I wish you would let me tell you what happened.
You'll have an opportunity tomorrow to tell me what happened.
Thank you.
All right, they can go back. I got work to do.
Thank you for being fair.
What do you want?
Give me my wallet. Take my money out.
Let me get one mail officer. I got a mail right here, please. Let me take her down.
I was having a private conversation.
at the same time, so.
Okay. You can just take her. Excuse me. Have a question, can you come on? So you don't have an opportunity to call your mom. Stand right here. Don't move.
Whatever.
And Judge, I'm sure the court will take care of it, to make sure there's like a keep snap records for the two.
Yes, they
Yeah,
will.
where is that?
Okay, we got this.
Come on.
My car is in my wallet.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gonna be her. I'm gonna be able to house.
No, move up out here to it.
Right.
I live in a suburb.
Okay, my bad.
ANYABUITE. Watching my tax dollars, my voting rights.
Step out, close the officer. Mr. Hitchens, I'm sorry about the disturbance.
Not your fault, Your Honor.
Let's get started.
All comments, viewpoints, interpretations, and insights expressed in this video are for education and entertainment purposes. All individuals featured in the video are to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Please do not attempt to contact, locate, or engage with any individuals featured in the video.